relying on some one-size-fits-all strategy or traditional rule of thumb for claiming their benefits. There's so many times where people will talk to their brother-in-law, or they'll go to somebody at work and they'll say, well, what did you do, right? And so when they come in and see us, they think that they know what's best, but that traditional rule of thumb is something that you can't rely on. In fact, according to Forbes, 96% of Americans, Lisa, lose an average of $111,000 just in Social Security income. That doesn't include savings on taxes or anything else. And it's because they claim their benefits at the wrong time. And it comes as no surprise to see this play out time and time again in our office. And often the lost income is much greater than $111,000. And Ryan, think about what you could do. What we talk about all the time with our clients is, what could you do with an extra $111,000, right?
You know, when we do a lot of public events, and one of the questions that comes up all the time is, how am I going to pay for healthcare?
Right.
Another question would be, how can I eliminate some of the debt that I have as I go into retirement? And oftentimes they go looking for all these complex solutions, but oftentimes it's right there with the money that they have that they could be receiving from Social Security. And you know, I think, Tyson, this is one of the popular claiming strategies out there that says you should delay your Social Security for as long as possible, because every year that you wait, you do earn a bigger benefits check. But according to MarketWatch, you can't apply this blanket rule to all situations, because there are multiple scenarios where filing early makes more sense than filing later. And Tyson, this is a surprise for many people out there, because they're thinking, well, it makes a lot of sense, just if I want to maximize Social Security, wait until I'm age 70 and then start taking my check, because that's going to be the biggest check. And then I hope I live a really long time. What's the problem with that?
The health, we don't know when we're going to pass, right?
Yes.
If we knew exactly the day, then we'd know when to file. But when people come in to see us, there are so many things that we look at. We look at what their health looks like, what their parents and their grandparents' health looks like, so that we can have a much better idea of how to help them. It's also the IRAs, the 401ks, so many things that we need to be looking at to help to triangulate how to best give them their number as it relates to Social Security.
Lisa, if I were giving advice to the viewers out there, it would be that, you know, in some cases, delaying your benefits could end up actually costing you a small fortune. And because this strategy could trigger higher taxes on your Social Security benefits, your IRAs and 401ks when you start taking required minimum distribution withdrawals out there, and also your investment income. It could also do things, Lisa, like double your Medicare premiums, cause you to forfeit thousands of dollars in other benefits. And so what ends up happening is that net check ends up being a whole lot less than what you're planning on.
That's exactly right. And we love to share examples. So this is a case study from Mike and Joan. Now, Mike and Joan, they were in their 60s, and they had been looking forward to spending a lot more time with their daughter and her family. They lived in Michigan during their retirement years. So Mike was planning on delaying filing for his benefits, just like the example, Ryan, that you talked about, waiting until age 70. That's what Mike was going to do.
Yes.
And in his mind, he thought, well, I've looked at it. It's going to give us an extra $18,574 in lifetime income. But we looked at the entire plan, not just Social Security on its own. And we said, look, there's a much better strategy for you, Mike, that would yield a ton more money. So here's what we proposed. We proposed that Mike file for Social Security right now, which could get him an additional $200,976 in Social Security income. And Mike said, wow, there's a lot that I could do with that extra income. And Joan still wanted to travel a lot, so it was perfect for them to be able to do that right now instead of waiting until age 70. Now, this not only gave Mike and Joan more money up front in retirement, but it saved them money in taxes on the back end. And this is something that so many people don't think about, is the tax repercussions when and how you file for Social Security. And we were able to help them to save an additional $332,236 just in taxes. So when we talk about net, it ended up being a total for Mike and Joan of an extra $533,212 to spend during their retirement years because of the lift in Social Security benefits in early retirement, plus the tax savings on the back end. And Ryan, there are so many situations that we can point to just like this, right?
You know, That's where this is fun. We call this benefit stacking. And the principle here is it's not just about one area. So many people hyper focus on maybe just taking my Social Security benefits, but you also need to look at the impact of taxes. And this example here is a powerful example of when you add on, here's additional income that came from Social Security, plus here's the additional taxes that can be
That's right.
saved by minimizing those taxes using this strategy. Lisa, over $500,000. That's pretty incredible.
That is incredible. I mean, that's more than just a few trips. That's a large savings that someone could really do a lot with in retirement. And it's obvious that getting your claiming strategy right is a huge piece of maximizing your Social Security benefits.